What's up, guys? Welcome back to the B Jack 70 show. I'm your host, Brandon Jackson, and it's predictions week. It's predictions week. It's time all week, all week to talk about who's winning what award, who's winning what division, who do I have making the playoffs, who do I have in the conference championship games, who do I have winning the Super Bowl. Over unders. We're doing it all this week. We're doing it all this week. Don't know what order we're doing it in all this week, but hey, look forward to it. It's all coming. So today gonna be a quick one for you today. Um, but I will have NFL player individual awards that I'm predicting today. But before we get into that, thank you for supporting the channel. If you're watching this video, like this video, subscribe to the channel, check out some other videos that are popping right now. I broke down Brown's preseason week 3, specifically Shador Sanders. Broke the film down. It was bad. It wasn't the worst we've ever seen. There's some things that can be corrected. Um, Go ahead and watch that. Hopefully, that's the last video for a long time that I make about Shador Sanders. We've, I'm not gonna say we, I have talked about Shador Sanders all off season, all summer, all spring. I'm tired of it. Um, he did what he did. It is what it is. He's the fourth string quarterback. Um, we're about to get into real games. He's not going to be playing in real games, so we're not worried about that right now. We're worried about people that are playing on the field in real regular season games. So if that upsets some people, it is what it is. If you go through the history of my channel, you know how I feel about him, and I haven't changed. I still have belief in him, but he's not going to be playing. So hopefully that's the last time I talk about him for a long time. Um, and the next time I do talk about him, hopefully it's positive. So we'll leave that at that. But let's get into some predictions. Now, for most of these predictions, I went ahead and I found odds on FanDuel for you guys. If you wanna, you wanna side with your boy, if you wanna, if you believe in me that much, which I think you should, but you don't have to, but I think you should, because I'm gonna go ahead and bet these at these odds. But I got all of them except Coach of the Year. I didn't see any Coach of the Year odds on FanDuel. If I missed it, my bad. But yeah. So let's get into the first one, the no odds, and that's Coach of the Year. And based on everything that I have happening in the NFL this season, my Coach of the Year is Zach Taylor. And it feels wild to say because I don't even know if I feel like Zach Taylor is that good of a coach. But when you take a team, when you take a team that nobody thinks is good, which is basically what Coach of the Year is, you take a team nobody thinks is good, and they are good, they make it to the playoffs, you win Coach of the Year more likely than not. But people think the Bengals' offense is going to be good and their defense is going to be terrible. While I don't think their defense is going to be that good either way, they did just get Trey Hendrickson back, so that's positive for them. But I still think their offense is going to be so good that they'll be able to overcome it and still get into the playoffs, still do very well during the regular season. Um, so with that in mind, I'm gonna take Zach Taylor to be Coach of the Year because I think I think that they'll make, spoiler alert, I think that they'll make the playoffs. I think that they'll do well, and I think it'll look better, at least defensive wise, than people think it will look. Um, and that we may need to give that credit to Al Golden, but I don't think there's a Broyles Award of the NFL for best assistant coach. So we'll give it to Zach Taylor. Um, the next one I have is Comeback Player of the Year, and this is this is the guy who was hurt, comes back, balls out, basically. Um, and for this one, I took the chalk pick, the the best odds, or the shortest odds. Aiden Hutchinson. Um, I think he's gonna come back. I think he's gonna be good. I think he's gonna pick up where he left off. Um, I think the Lions would be pretty decent. So I really have no issue with Aiden Hutchinson coming back to form, getting sacks. I think that's a pretty cut and dry one. We'll see if somebody comes out of nowhere, takes this one over, but this is one hard to really predict. I I don't I don't really know how to predict this one. Um, I wanted to go with Chris Olave, but I don't think the quarterback play is going to be nearly what it needs to be in New Orleans for Chris Olave to have a productive season. So couldn't go with him. So I went with Aiden Hutchinson. The next one, defensive rookie of the year. So I'm going Jahad Campbell, linebacker from the Eagles. They got a special linebacker at the end of the first round. The odds for Campbell to win defensive rookie of the year plus 1,500. Um, he's going to be in the middle of that defense. They're going to be in a bunch of high profile games. They're probably going to win a lot of games. The defense is going to be good, and he's going to be in the middle of it. I think this one is pretty easy. Um, to be to be quite frank, there's going to be a lot of people picking Travis Hunter. I don't think Travis Hunter is that great of a cornerback. I mean, like like he might end up being a good cornerback, but right now, don't think he's where he needs to be on that side of the ball. I've always thought of him as a much better receiver than a DB, so not really thinking Travis Hunter for defensive rookie of the year. Yeah, I'm going Jahad Campbell. The next one, offensive rookie of the year, and this this might be hot takey, um, but I'm looking at it and I'm going back and thinking about how the number one receiver in a draft class isn't always the best one, isn't always the most productive one. Jamar Chase was, but I'm looking at it and I'm looking at Matthew Golden. I'm looking at Jordan Love throwing him the ball. I'm looking at the rest of that receiver room. You got Christian Watson hurt. Jaden Reed is currently hurt. Is Romeo Dobbs gonna make the roster? You got Wicks in there. You got Bo Melton still in there. I think he moved to DB, but who knows what's gonna happen there? Um, I think you got Matthew Golden there, holding the fort down. Is always going to be out there. Um, looked pretty good. Looked pretty good in preseason. They drafted the first round wide receiver that they actually drafted was Matthew Golden. Out of all the times we begged them to take a first round wide receiver for Aaron Rodgers, they never did it, but they did it for Jordan Love. They had real conviction about Matthew Golden, so I'm gonna have real conviction in Matthew Golden, and I'm picking him for Offensive Rookie of the Year, and that's plus 2,200, which is fitting because his number is 22. That's kind of cute, I guess, but that's not why. I think he's going to be the number one option for a very good team in the NFC. Um, Going Matthew Golden, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year. Um, no surprise, I'm going with Myles Garrett. He's the best defensive player on earth right now. Not gonna overthink it. He's plus 850. Somehow Micah Parsons is number one on the odds. Um, Micah, I have no idea when Micah is gonna show up and play. And if I was Micah, the way Jerry Jones has been behaving, I wouldn't play. I wouldn't play. I think he legitimately needs to go to Dallas, but that's a whole different story, different video. Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett. I You really got to pick him for this every year and just let somebody else prove you wrong. Like I'm not gonna bet against him. I'm gonna take him against the field every single time, and I'm not gonna feel bad about it. So, not too much to say on Myles Garrett. Best edge in the league, best defensive player in the league for my money. Putting my money where my mouth is. Myles Garrett plus 850, defensive player of the year. Offensive player of the year. Again, this might be a little hot takey. There's going to be a lot of people picking Jahmyr Gibbs, Saquon again, Joe Burrow maybe. A lot of people want to pick Jamar Chase, and people pick these based on the stats that we saw last year. I love Jamar Chase. I don't think he's going to put up the same numbers that he put up last season. Saquon's definitely not going to put up the same numbers that he put up last season. I'm going to be somebody that looks forward, that tries to project, and if I'm wrong, I'm going to be loud and wrong on this one. Um, yeah, at plus 3,500, on FanDuel for Offensive Player of the Year, I have Brian Thomas Jr., wide receiver from the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's a dog. He is a dog. You can watch the film, you can watch his highlights. He's a beast. Now, I think he will be able to get the kind of stats that you need to be a receiver and get Offensive Player of the Year because we know, if you know me, you know I believe in Trevor Lawrence. I believe Travis Hunter on the other side will give defenses something else to worry about so they can't key down on Brian Thomas Jr. I like Brenton Strange as a tight end. That'll take a little bit of the pressure off as well. And I think Liam Cohen is gonna have is gonna have a great impact on this team offensively. He had a great impact on Baker Mayfield and what they were able to do in Tampa with Mike Evans, with Chris Godwin, Baker Mayfield, all those guys, Bucky Irving, Rashad White, all those guys. I'm really believing in Liam Cohen this season, believing in Trevor Lawrence, and really believing in the talent of Brian Thomas Jr. I really love him. I really love him at receiver. So plus 3,500. It's pretty long odds. It's a big long shot, but I'm going big or I'm going home, and that's how we doing it this year. And last but not least, MVP, most valuable player. Usually this award goes to best quarterback on the best team. And I am going with a quarterback, but it's not necessarily for the best team. I think this team is going to do well. Um, I'm not going to give away what I think they're going to do in for the rest of the year, where they're going to finish. I'll I'll let you guys know that later in predictions week, but this team's going to be good. Team is going to win a good number of games, but I think his offense is going to take off, and at plus 2,000 odds, I have quarterback from the Green Bay Packers, Jordan Love. Now I know people are screaming at me right now. Screaming at me right now. It doesn't You can't tell me that Jordan Love isn't a good quarterback. I have him right now on my definitive quarterback ranking. I had him at 11. I believe in his talent, and I really believe in Matt LaFleur as an offensive head coach and offensive play caller. I think this is the year Jordan Love fully puts it all together. Um, I think they get enough wins. They have enough wins to keep him in the conversation. If you're if you don't get double digit wins, you're not able to be in the MVP conversation. I think they will win enough to keep him in the conversation, and I think his numbers will be enough. Throwing to Matthew Golden, who I had offensive rookie of the year, I really think that tandem is going to work. I think Josh Jacobs doing what he did last year is going to take a lot of pressure off of Jordan Love in the passing game. Josh Jacobs, they're gonna have to figure him out. As long as he can stay healthy, because they don't have anybody behind him that's healthy, he'll be good. He'll be really good still. So Jordan Love, I'm betting on the talent. I'm betting on the coaching staff. I'm betting on how they do during the regular season, and I'm betting on the offense as a whole. I know what I said about Matthew Golden being the number one receiver and the other receivers not being healthy. They still got Tucker Craft. Jaden Reed is going to come back, and when he does come back, when he's healthy, he's a very good slot receiver. Christian Watson, when he does come back, if he is relatively healthy, I love what he can do as an athlete out wide. Um, we'll see what happens with Dobbs. We'll see what happens with Wicks. They have good players. They have a lot of good players. And I'm betting on the talent. I'm betting on the talent. I'm betting on Jordan making that jump. And I'm betting on Matt LaFleur and the coaching staff. I know. I know this sounds like a bunch of hot takes, but I'm betting it. I'm betting it. I'm putting my money where my mouth is, and we'll see how it goes. But hey, the first video from predictions week, how you guys feel about it? Let me know in the comments. Please, if you're still watching, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you watching. There's more coming. There's more coming all week, predictions week. Got more content coming. And again, I'm going to say it every video. We got the Patreon coming September 1st. Patreon.com/BJack70. Patreon is coming September 1st. I'm gonna do I'm gonna do a whole video. If you don't know what Patreon is, I will do a whole video explaining what it is, how to sign up, how to support your boy. So with that being said, appreciate you watching, appreciate the support, and until next time, we'll see you.